Alrighty Bomber fans, I made a video the other week highlighting our final list spot and the candidates that were trialling for it, but since then there have been a few updates that I just want to touch on, including a fresh face in the mix and a couple of players who have been shown the door. Starting with the ordinary, Tom Phillips was of course signed to the VFL team, something we knew would occur at the end of last year, so it's not really news, and it's the exact same story for the former Bulldog Brad Lynch. They are both around the club still, but there are two players whose hangar auditions have been cut short. I won't need to struggle saying the name Mitch Szybkowski anymore because he and Hudson O'Keefe, the tall ruckman, have been told by the club that they will no longer be required to train. Their Essendon dream is now over. This is something that is sure to frustrate a lot of fans, but before you start typing down in the comments, remember that right now we are only seeing a small fraction of trainings. Scott and his crew would have had a good, long, hard think about these two players before making these decisions, so we have to trust him here. The majority of people who commented on my last video seemed set on the idea of Szybkowski, and I was warming up to another good young player as well, but it's not meant to be, and I'm sure Scott has made the right decision. Same with O'Keefe. They wouldn't just turn their back on these kids this early if they thought they could amount to anything, so I wish them both the best. Hopefully they can improve their game and give AFL life a shot next season, or maybe even during the mid-season draft. But with those two talented players out the door, it has paved the way for another overlooked draftee to come in and give the preseason a go, Jack Cleaver. Many believe Cleaver to be unlucky not to have been drafted, although the same was said about Szybkowski, so we can never really use that as anything to go off. Cleaver hails from WA. He played at East Fremantle as a left-footed utility-like defender, only standing at 187 centimeters, but makes up for that with muscle. He is apparently very hard to beat. He is a pure lockdown defender and a very good one at that apparently. He has actually played two handfuls of games for East Freo in the Waffle last season, including the finals, so he has played against big bodies in important games, showing just how highly rated he is. He doesn't possess the skill sets required to make him an attacking defender yet, so I would say if we had to liken him to a player on our list, it would be Jake Kelly, just that bull type operator in defense, gets the job done, no fuss, no worries kind of style. I like the idea of a young lockdown defender. It's a position we frankly have lacked in for a long time. Off the top of my head, I can only really think back to Mark Bagley before the arrival of Jake Kelly, who has been forced to play on taller opponents anyway, meaning we have failed to see the very best of him. I think in theory it's a good idea as well to have a teenager grow and learn under an experienced player like Jake Kelly, one that has been around a while, played on the biggest stage against some of the best small forwards in the comp. So if Cleaver works, I would be delighted, but like we saw with O'Keefe and Szybkowski, it doesn't always work out. I should say it's looking likely for Cleaver to move to Victoria and be a part of our VFL program anyway, which is great news for the guy. It means he wants to play for Essendon, and it's always a big step to sign for a VFL club. It means you'll be viewed by coaches across the AFL, so it's a big step. The SSP deadline is February 15, I believe. I could be wrong there. So we'll see them signed to the club before the upcoming practice match against Gold Coast and St Kilda. But that's the updated list spot news. Let me know who you want to join the Dons. It seems to be pretty much down to Cleaver and Phillips at this stage, so debate it down in the comments and subscribe to see more videos like this.